Cruising through the city, feeling so alive. Just me and my GOAT power bike on a smooth ride. Climbing up a hill, now it ain't no big deal. GOAT power makes you feel so real. Taking on the trails, everything feels new. GOAT power bikes, they always pull you through. GOAT power makes you feel so real. GOAT power makes you feel so real.
All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Riding with Goats. I'm your man, OMG. That's right, old man, go. Give me some of that fist bumping, all of that. How y'all been doing? You might hear some noise in the background today. It's a beautiful day out, so everybody's outside. As you see, we have just got the Billy Goat V3 because we still haven't got the inner tubes yet that we're going to use for our King Goat. All right, so Jeremy Camp, today's song is going to be Dead Man Walking, and this is a little bit of that song. I look for the words, but cannot explain. A new kind of love ran into my veins. You are the key to all of my chains, to all that I was. Now I'm not a slave. Then you rescued me, and now I can breathe. I was a dead man walking until I was a man walking with you. I was a blind man falling until I felt the life you're calling me to. Again, that's Jeremy Camp, Dead Man Walking. Check out that link that I've got pinned in the first comment. Go ahead and head over to that video, hit the like and subscribe, show the love to Jeremy Camp. And today we're going to discuss the walker effect. That kind of ties in with the song that we picked for today. We'll go over that on the ride. It's so hot today. We're going to go down on UT campus, y'all. There's the orange and white game going on. We may even see a herd of walkers. You might know where I'm going with this. Go ahead and get your safety gear on. Let's ride. All right, y'all. Welcome to the ride. So glad you were able to make it to another ride. Appreciate y'all hanging out with the old man. Sure is nice hanging out with some of the finest people on the planet. And today we are headed down to the campus of UT here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And on the way, we will begin to talk about the topic of the day. Of course, is the title, The Walker Effect. Now, you might think when I say walker that I mean this walker. But I mean this walker. All right, so he was smiling. That's what you get when you say smiling walker. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna talk about something that got me thinking. Now, if anybody knows anything about our topic character that I just showed you, not the first one, rest in peace, Chuck, we miss you, my friend. Instead, we are talking about the latter. So that one, if you were never a fan of The Walking Dead, then I'll give you just a little bit of what it's about without all of the gore, the gruesomeness, all of the things that made walkers what they were. Now, a lot of people call them zombies, but in this TV program, they were called, by the main characters, walkers. And that got me thinking. If you know anything about the show or about how, you know, things go when it comes to walkers, walkers are really things that are just barely alive. I guess you could say it that way. right? Because they still have the ability to move, and they still have the ability to have like maybe one sole purpose, right? Because if you watch any of those programs, especially The Walking Dead, the really famous one, you'll know about Carl.
Carl. Carl got shot. Carl's gonna be all right. Carl is here in this world. Carl.
Good old Rick. Good old Rick. All right, so we are going to make our way down here. We are slowly meandering our way down here, I guess, like you might see a walker do. And if you think about that life, because it is quote unquote a life, even though it's a dead one. All right, what? So we're talking about these things that are slightly alive, or at the least amount alive, when it comes to, they have this one sole purpose and that's all they do. You can see them most of the time just kind of wandering about, bumping into one another, really never kind of connecting with one another, just bumping into one another. So in that scenario, you have something that gets through the world without what I would call grace-infused power. Can't remember where I heard that, but I heard that somewhere. Grace-infused power. I think all of us have that in them, but most believers would probably have it maybe a little more bright, just because what I've noticed when it comes to life and what the world does to someone, a lot of times it will cause and create a really thick outer layer. And if say you've established this, oh wow, something's really going on here, guys. We're gonna pause this for a minute. We're gonna see what's going on down here. They have not got the fountains on yet, y'all. We're gonna go up there and ride in them one last time. Ooh, they won't let you go up there. Not at all. We will not be going up there today, y'all. They're still working on the canopy at the amphitheater. Going to change that. We're going to try to get over here and see if we can find the least carinated path to the area that we want to go to get the shot for the progress of the amphitheater. So we're going to do this. This is what's going on the back side. This is not locked. I'll be able to get down there because there's too many people there, so I have to go across that way. Again, y'all, there is an orange and white game going on today, so we will definitely see a lot more foot traffic in the areas that we usually go to. And like we were talking, you know, sometimes people end up with really thick, calloused outer layer, so the light that's inside them probably doesn't get out much. And if you're just kind of exposed to the types of things that the world will expose you to, sometimes that layer of skin protects you. Here, we have never been down here before, y'all. We are going to just see what we can find. It might be a nice shortcut over to where I think I'm going, but again, we're talking about, you know, people who are just existing in this world, not really being guided to anywhere other than you would see something like a walker be guided to. And if you've seen any of that, a lot of the times they end up walking here. And I think a lot of times we get really distracted when it comes to this almost numbness that exists in life because of this callous skin that you have formed. And once you form, it's going to get loud here. Background noise, balance. Remember that? So let's just see if we can get back into quiet land. But yeah, you're walking around, you're just swiping, getting distracted, not really feeding the right thing. You're just feeding that tough skin, right? And it's getting thicker and thicker. And the light that's already naturally there, of course, it's going to be harder for anyone else with light to see it. It's going to be harder for any potential grace infused power to become more like magnetism and maybe help when you bump into each other in the existence of life, that maybe you become a little more magnetized and communities are formed and things of that nature. Look at these guys. I don't know what they're going to do. All right, I didn't get screamed at, so that's a good thing. But yeah, y'all, orange and white game going on today up there in Neyland Stadium. One of these days we might get ourselves an invite to go in there and ride on the 50-yard line. That would be something, y'all. So back to the topic at hand. A lot of the times we are being funneled to the cliff, to our ultimate demise. We're being distracted by what we're being funneled to because we've built this strong, calloused exterior that creates a little bit harder exterior shell. So when you bump into each other in your normal existence of life, it's just that normal bump, but you all just keep heading towards what is your ultimate demise because you're not really being fed by the right power. Whatever is feeding the walkers, whatever power is feeding them, is ultimately going to end in their ultimate demise. This way? You said I could come this way. So again, this place gets really packed on game day. Of course, this is just an orange and white game day. This isn't really the game day, but it is a game day that people really like to show up for, so go Vols. Now we're just gonna try not to end up carinating anything, not trying to cause any trouble, but there is a lot of activity, so our presence probably isn't a welcome one, but I thought I would like to share with you all what it's like on what is a basic game day. Pat Summit, let's go. The cool thing, because of this curvature, you can sit over there and talk lightly and be heard over here. Pretty cool. So we have to be kind of focused right now. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, y'all, so we are a little bit less in the midst of the crazy, so we're gonna go over here, just cruise around, get back to the topic at hand, y'all. So what happens when you are, we'll go there with it. When you're filled up and lit with the grace infused power that we were talking about, maybe a little bit more than just, the average person who's not really in their faith. What happens is you begin to glow with the power and strength that lives inside of you, and it makes that outside exterior shell become softer. Maybe even it cracks it and makes it so much easier for your light to then at that point shine to someone else. Now, what would that do? Well, what if your light could make someone else's light shine a little brighter? What would that do to them? And then what would happen, instead of bumping off of one another like the walkers do in that program, now instead you would kind of maybe even be melting into one another, right? And then the power, the grace infused power, it kind of, for lack of a better term, it just kind of leaks out of you. And I know that doesn't sound right, but I'm just saying that's, you know, you're pouring into someone else. And when you're pouring into someone else, then that power gets brighter in them, and then their exterior gets softer. And then because of that, then everything they touch, instead of bouncing off of everything, what do? They begin to melt into one another. Instead of bouncing off of one another, going their own separate way, but yet ultimately just ending up at that cliff of demise. Right? Instead, with this grace-infused power, they begin to become a little more open to sharing that power, since that's a better way to say it than leaking, right? Sorry. So yeah, they start sharing it, and then they share it, and they share it, and they share it, and you know how that goes. So it's possible when the light that already exists inside of everybody has a little bit more power behind it, because they're being, hold on, I'm trying not to put fear in everybody because I have a helmet, so that means I'm a bad guy. Oh, must be some swimming going on today. Go Vols, all kinds of stuff going on. All right, we're gonna get over here by the stadium. Gotta let these walkers through. Wait for the walkers, bro. But this is what it's like, UT campus. It's not 100,000 fans, y'all, I don't think, but it is a bunch of folks. So again, right? Last thing you want to be is taken over by the walker effect. Pay attention, y'all. He's letting us go. Whoa, walker. Why did he get to go when people are... Boy, something's going up there. I don't know what it is. Torchbearer. That looks so good. Can I ride my bicycle through here?
You can ask that guy.
Can I ride down there? I got pedals. I'm not dumb either.
Other bicycles, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to stir up anything. I just was gonna get some shots for my channel.
With your bicycle. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not here to stop motorized vehicles.
Yeah,
Pretend like I don't see the battery.
I appreciate you, brother.
Always, man. Take care.
Have a good day. All right, y'all. Neyland Stadium. Let's go. Go power bikes. Just pedal our way through here. Sorry, I'm not gonna photobomb. I am gonna photobomb. Let's go. This is what we wanted, y'all. We wanted this shot down. We're gonna get down here. We're gonna try to split this herd, y'all. I don't know if we should, but we're gonna try. There's a gap right here. We're gonna take it. Let's go. We are filling the gap, y'all. Gonna go right over here. All right, y'all. Think we can get this shot without going to jail? Let's go. Let's go Vols. Yeah, orange and white game, y'all. Let's go. Let's go Vols. Look at all the people everywhere today, y'all. We got the Billy Goat V3. We ain't got nobody messing with us yet, so we're good to go. I just had to get the shot. And now we're out. Let's go. Billy Goat V3, y'all, on campus with the cops. Nobody's messing with me. Go ahead. Just out here pedaling my way around. Let's go Vols. University of Tennessee, y'all. This is what responsible e-bike riding will get you. We're not out here doing wheelies. We're not out here trying to stir up any trouble. We're down here just showing our support for the orange and white.
Up the hill! Oregon, up the hill!
This is a herd, y'all. This is what we were talking about on today's video. We came down here because we knew there would be a herd of walkers. And that's what we got, y'all. A full herd of walkers here today. Let's go Vols. All right, y'all. This is how a herd of walkers gets funneled. Bam. Let's go Vols. Orange and white. All right, y'all. We've had enough of the walking. We didn't come out here to sit still, y'all. We came out here to ride. Nice seeing all these folks supporting the Vols and all that, but today we are out here to ride. Y'all have a wonderful day. We're gonna get away from all this mess, y'all, because this is gonna be such a mess in a couple hours. You don't want to be involved with all of this. You just want to kind of avoid it. Everybody kind of everybody make your way over. Everybody make your way over. Peace, brother. I'll help you out. All right, y'all, we're gonna get away from all this mess. Yo, look at this mess. It's too much. My anxiety. Let's go. Photo bomb. All right, let's go on out over here where there's less people giving us the Karen eyes. No one wants to give me the Karen eyes. Everybody's out here to have a good time. I'm not trying to be dealing with the Karen eyes, but that's UT during a football game, y'all. Let's go Vols. Avoid this, but yeah, I kind of think that we've covered this walker effect, right? It's not going to be a very hard concept to understand once you begin to think about just the existence daily, and maybe you haven't got there in life yet, and that's okay. You know, maybe it's something that you may never have to deal with, and that's even better. But the fact of the matter is that the world's pretty tough on folks, and that really does create a thick outer layer most of the time. And when you have a thick outer layer, hold on. Seems like it might have cooled down now, y'all. I took the foamy off. I think it's making it very hot. I'm gonna try to do this without the foamy since the foamy's making it too hot. All right, y'all. See what kind of scenario we deal with. We're trying to hop from shade to shade so that we can finish this, because our camera's overheating, and it may sound a little bit different because the wind slayer, I had to remove the wind slayer because it feels like it's overheating the camera. So because of that, I'm going to try to cut this short right now because my camera keeps overheating, and because of that, we don't want we don't want to push it, but there's not a lot of shade. But World's Fair Park, big old ball in the sky, y'all. There it is. There's the killer. We got to watch out. He's going to go for our tires. He's going to try to murk us. He's going to try to murk us, y'all. So go around here, try to get up on the upper tier, make sure that things are moving along. Doesn't look like a lot's changed though since the last time we were here, and it's been a couple of weeks, y'all. It would not be fun to be down there riding. But we're going to finish this up like we were talking about. Let's try not to get consumed by the walker effect. And at this point, you should fully understand. If you do not understand, let me know in the comments, and I will try my best to explain it some more. But the last thing that you want is to be distracted by things that are ultimately going to lead you to the cliff of demise. And if you have a little more grace-infused power, then you're less likely to have a hard outer shell. And when you don't have a hard outer shell, you do less bumping and going the other way when it comes to the other walkers that you come across in your life. So instead of just bouncing off of each other, if you have the right light shining inside of you, you're going to find a better way to lose that hard exterior. And when you lose that hard exterior, then your light shines bright for someone else so that they can lose their hard exterior, and we'll stop bumping into each other and just moving the other way, just ultimately heading to our ultimate demise. But let's go. Big gold ball in the sky. One of these days, y'all, we're gonna go down them steps, but not today. No, today we are celebrating the orange and white. Let's get this shot right here. Billy Goat V3, y'all. That's fine. Let's go. World's Fair Park. It looks almost the same as it did last time. Just so everybody knows. We're not going down them steps today, y'all. If we get 100,000 likes on this video, we will go down those steps, y'all. Bad guy. All right, so let's get on out of here. Camera's about to overheat because we haven't found no shade. Find some kind of shade somewhere. The more shade we find, the less likely we are going to overheat this thing. Maybe though, the windsock being off will help it keep from overheating, but then all you're going to hear is a bunch of wind when we start riding really fast here in a minute. So what's the lesser of two evils? Well, I got to get the shot, so hopefully the audio isn't that bad. But again, Knoxville, Tennessee, World's Fair Park. We already been over there by Neyland Stadium and saw the mess of herd that's over there. We don't need to mess around with that herd. We're just gonna make our way back to where we came from. Let these folks enjoy their orange and white game. One of these days, y'all, we're gonna find our way to the 50-yard line, y'all, and we are gonna ride this thing across the 50-yard line. I know you're watching, Peyton. Come on, hook a brother up. What are we thinking? It's such a hot day. Plus, we got our little friends down in here. All right, we got to find somewhere to do with that. Let's put him right here so we don't forget. And then we're gonna get ourselves this drink, y'all. Remember to stay hydrated. It's starting to get to the hot part of the summer, y'all. So stay hydrated. Body Armor, if you ever want to hit me up for a sponsorship, let's go. All right, hydrate. All right, y'all, that was easy to slam that whole thing. It is already so hot here in East Tennessee. Again, Billy Goat V3, World's Fair Park, drained. Probably as thirsty as I am. We're gonna find us a trash can, Summers. And, oh, you know what I just sat on? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There he is. All right. We gotta find something to do with this little feller. Gotta find a trash can. We gotta find some shade because we keep having camera overheating issues. So we're gonna find the right place to throw this body armor away, and then we're gonna find a place to put our little friend. Find a trash receptacle. Photo bomb. Let's go. Like it felt like that was about to be a carinated moment, so we ain't gonna push it. We are not gonna push it, y'all. Looks like the tire's good. We got one last chance to ride through the fountains before the fountains get turned on, y'all. But yeah, y'all, this is when they're gonna turn the fountains on and our bike's gonna get ruined. Do it, turn them on. Oh, that would be great content, wouldn't it? Ruining an e-bike. Let's go, turn the fountains on, ruin my e-bike. They're not gonna do it, so. I don't think so, but we'll throw it there anyway. All right, so now. That'll keep you safe, okay? All right, so we did that. We rode through the fountains. It might be the last time this year. Let's go, World's Fair Park. All right, y'all, since the camera's being the camera, we're gonna have to find us a way to get on out of here. We're gonna end this one for the day. We have covered everything we needed to cover for the day. I'm hoping that the sound isn't too bad at this moment due to the fact that I'm going a little bit faster, and I would like to go without the wind slayer, but the wind slayer is making the camera overheat. It's already, it kind of went from winter to summer. It was like spring, nah, who needs spring, right? So we really didn't get spring. It's East Tennessee. Of course, that's to be expected here in East Tennessee. But it's really been wild hanging out with y'all. We are now going to head back to the shack, y'all. I might try to get the wind slayer back on for my ride home. But for now, we'll see you back at the shack. All right, y'all, we made it back to the shack. Let's go. Appreciate y'all hanging out for the full ride. That's why you're my favorite. That's right, I'm hitting your like button. All right, then. We talked about the walker effect. Let me know in the comments if you need to know more, because I love talking to y'all. Other than that, y'all, appreciate it. Check out that Jeremy Camp video. Hit the like button. Other than that, see you on the next ride.